Good evening, Carolina. Buzzing tonight.
EXO Kitty fans, get excited. Season 3 is on the way.
Find out who won big at the SAG Awards this year.
Spoilers ahead, what happened in the new season of Suits LA.
And later, the American Music Awards are back, and find out more about the show's revival.
This and our opinions on these topics are coming up. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm Anna Machado.
And I'm Raquel Negrón.
Netflix dropped a sweet surprise this Valentine's Day. EXO Kitty is officially renewed for Season 3. The hit spin-off, inspired by To All the Boys I Loved Before, has kept fans hooked with its heartwarming romance and unexpected twists. After a jaw-dropping Season 2 finale, fans were eager to see what's next. To recap, Kitty, played by Anna Carthart, secured her scholarship to return to the Korean Independent School of Seoul for her senior year. She also fulfilled her late mother's wishes by bringing her fractured family back together. But the biggest shock? Kitty confessed her feelings for her ex-boyfriend's best friend, Minho. Showrunner and executive producer Jessica O'Toole teased what's coming, saying, Season 3 will be well worth the wait, including our first summer episode plus plenty of romance, friendship, adventure, and kissing. Lots of kissing. Okay, so I don't know if you've watched EXO Kitty, but I am like deep in it. There's like 5 plots within every single season. It's like the love triangles, squares, like all the drama with the friends. Yeah, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I loved To All the Boys I Loved Before, though. I thought those 3 movies were so good, even though they're like the cheesy romance type of thing. I think that's so good in my opinion, and I loved Kitty in those movies, so I think I should get on watching that.
I think like the cheesiness of it just plays into it. Like, okay, EXO Kitty, it's very cheesy. They have like a lot of like Gen Z humor, but that's just what makes it like the cheesiness.
Makes it the show.
You're like, I need it. Like this is just so bad. It's so good. And like the memes on like TikTok, I'm like, okay, I can get into this.
I know. I watch some of the memes on TikTok. Like sometimes they have to like stop the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But like that's what makes it. Like I said, like the cheesy 100%. Romance. Like the other movies, like Kissing Booth, like so cheesy,
my gosh.
but so good.
Addicting.
Like that's what makes the whole thing.
I feel like that's kind of Netflix's like niche a little bit, especially towards like the younger audience. They're like,
definitely.
Okay, let's try to cater more towards their humor, and sometimes it can play off, but sometimes maybe like, not so much.
Yeah,
it's like
I feel like you could see when they're trying too hard, but at the same time, like. I feel like for Netflix, that's what they try and do with specifically romance. I feel like with any other genre, it could be cringy, but romance just has this spark to it that it's like, I don't know, that cheesiness about it. It's so good.
I do kind of like the K-drama like aspect to this because I haven't seen a lot of other like Netflix shows do a lot of K-drama, so I love that they've like delved into this world because it's very different.
And I feel like from that movie, she was definitely a main character, being her sister and all of that stuff, but I feel like for them to like take this big leap and just have her on her own show when she wasn't like sort of the main character of that, you know, they could do a spin-off on the sister, I forgot her name in the movie, or like Peter, or like, you know, whoever was in those movies, like a spin-off for that would be like, oh yeah, of course they would do that.
I agree.
But for Kitty, and like to send her all the way across the country, like what kind of show does that? So I feel like that's why it's getting so much like more viewings and things like that.
That's funny you say that because I just watched an interview with Anna Carthart and she was like, oh, originally wasn't even in Seoul. And I think like being the Korean independent school, like that's what makes it. Having her like go to the school like her mother once went to, like that's what makes the show.
And
I
crazy.
Love she's like exploring her identity. Like that's just, I love it.
I know, me too, because they kind of hinted at it during the movies.
Yes.
Not to keep going back to the movies, but like they kind of hinted at it and like here and there about like their culture and where they're from. And so like it's cool to see like them expand on it. I just feel like Netflix like kind of repeats some things. No shade to Netflix.
Yeah.
We love you. But like sometimes they do repeat like the same things, like with the same characters, same like vibes, things like that. And like for them to like take this to a whole nother level with just like I said, kind of like a sideline character in the movies, like that was such a good twist and
Yeah.
like everything like that. So I definitely need to get on watching that because
Netflix,
you know
yes,
what? I love my
ma'am.
cringy shows.
Yeah.
They're there for me. Like,
And I like
things
the
like that.
representation too. Like they have a lot of LGBTQ plus members, like all the
Yes.
diversity. It's just very
Yeah.
good, especially for younger audiences watching. Like they need that representation. So I think it's
Yes.
so cool that Netflix like really implemented that.
Definitely, definitely. And like with those characters and like in Soul, like everything about the show. I feel
Oh,
like,
100%.
Oh, I need to start watching.
Netflix
Now
has some good
you're gonna get
hits.
me
Like
hooked now.
can't even lie. I'd be scrolling through Netflix
No,
and I'm like,
I
okay, I'll watch this
know,
and
I
this and
know.
this.
I feel like Netflix hasn't come out with like a hit show lately. And like the show in season 1, I feel like didn't get as much attention as it is right now. And everybody on TikTok and things like that are like posting about it. And I was actually like seeing things the other day before we even talked about it. And like, I was like, I should start watching it. Because I feel like this is the first Netflix show in kind of a while. Probably not the first one, but like in a while that I've seen that's like really been like popping up and like Netflix original, not like something from like another
Right.
like show and like put on Netflix. So I feel like that's good for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. This past weekend, the Screen Actors Guild Awards, also known as the SAG Awards, went live with their winners. Only Murders in the Building and Shogun were some of the most popular wins of the night. Timothée Chalamet made history as the youngest male to ever win Outstanding Performance by a male actor in a leading role. He won for his role in A Complete Unknown, where Chalamet portrayed a young Bob Dylan. He showed gratitude to his mom and the whole cast of the film in his acceptance speech and also commented on his losing streak. Chalamet was also nominated back in 2012, 17, 18, and 2021. The other night was his first win. In an interview after the awards with InStyle magazine, he said, "My mind went blank. I've lost so much. First time I was not prepared." So for this story, like, I am so happy for Timothy. Like, I feel like he's such a good actor. And I really wasn't interested in him like that a couple years ago because I really didn't even know about him. And to see him like come about in like these new movies like Dune, I haven't watched it yet, but it got so much popularity and Wonka was so good. I don't know if you watched that.
I haven't.
But it was so good. And he went to LaGuardia in New York, which is a performing arts high school, which I didn't even know until Wonka came out. And I was like, okay, like he's a theater kid, love him. And so for him to finally win an award, like that's so exciting. And I feel like he's just on the rise to become such a like good and like staple actor. And so I was so happy for him when he won this.
I definitely agree. I haven't seen too much of his work, but I just like love, I don't know, the way he acts. I don't know, like that sounds like so weird, but I just love it.
True.
It's so like raw, and I just love all of his like romances too, like the way he just like, I don't know, like the chemistry
and I feel like he's so
he has.
relatable.
I agree.
Like off the screen, he's like, I feel like he's just a teenager. Like
I agree.
walking around, like he's not a teenager, but
Yeah.
he's just like, he has that vibe and like that relatable vibe. Like he's just a normal.
him on SNL. Have
Oh
you
my
seen?
gosh.
Oh my
favorite.
gosh.
So SNL is like my favorite show ever. I love it. I watch it every single Saturday. And so when he was on as not just host, as a musical guest too, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. And so like when he made that comment in the beginning, like for his monologue, he made like a little joke, I don't know if you saw it, of like him like pretending to like win an award and then he didn't end up winning because he's lost so much like within the past year. And so like that's why I was so excited for him, but he did so good on that. And like musical guests too, like people have really only seen him as just an actor. Of course people saw him sing in Wonka and like now this Bob Dylan movie, but no one really like thought he was musical, I guess, in a sense. So like for him to perform like his own voice, everything on SNL was so good. And he just, I feel like he deserves this popularity. He's just so cute.
He's definitely a triple threat.
Yes,
like every
yes.
single like attribute you can have, like
he got it. The
He got it.
looks.
Okay,
like,
who is he with
everything.
now? He's with
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner. How do you feel about this?
I don't know. I really don't know. I just feel like they're polar opposites. I mean, obviously, I don't know you guys in person, so I can't really say anything. But like from what they put out on social media, she's just such a different vibe from him, and he's such a different vibe from her. You would have never thought they would have gotten together.
Yeah.
I mean, she was with Travis Scott. Travis Scott
Was she really?
is very different.
I didn't even know that.
Yes, they're
Wait, just have a kid?
together.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I was
yes.
like, I'm not caught up with all of the drama.
Yes,
yeah.
their baby is together, and so like the different vibes is just insane. But I mean, listen.
I can't imagine him being a father, like Timothy.
Who? Yeah, I know. Yeah,
stepfather
but that's
vibe.
what I'm saying. He's so like, he's just like a teenager vibe. And so like to see him with Kylie Jenner, knowing she has 2 kids, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So like to see him step into that father figure, I mean, we haven't even seen him with the kids yet. So like, who knows how that's going?
I don't know.
But I mean, like, it's just an odd vibe. But I mean, you know what? If they're happy, they're happy.
Opposite attract.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I don't know. I kind of vibe with it. Yeah. I think she's very beautiful.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Okay, this has been like a hot topic on the internet. Do you think he's like ugly hot or hot ugly? Very different.
I think he's ugly hot.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I know it does to me because like,
but like
unconventionally,
so.
like unattractive, but like all the features together just are attractive.
And, like,
he
just
pulled
him.
Kylie, so like
yeah. I mean, if you
he
could
can pull
Kylie Jenner,
girl, yeah.
You got it. You got the
You
whole
got it.
package. Like, come on now.
Good personality too. I'm assuming. Like,
I mean, I guess he must be a good father figure at this point because he with those kids. I just want to be a fly on the wall and like listen to their conversations and like I just want to know what they talk about because they without like the personalities involved, they just live like 2 completely different lives. Like she's not an actress, he's not a reality TV star. Like his whole life, I mean, his life is on camera and like on the internet, but her life is literally recording 24/7, like with the Kardashians being on Hulu and things like that. Like totally different things. Like, are we gonna see him on that show? Because like that's on Hulu.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I haven't thought about
that.
Okay, so then what do you think about famous people dating famous people? Do you think like one person should not be famous, or like should they both have the experience of being famous, what that entails? You know?
I feel like it kind of helps because like they both come from like yeah, they do live separate lives, but then again, they both are in the spotlight, so they do understand each other. But it could get messy because like, you know, public breakups, things going on in their relationship, paparazzi, journalists find out everything. So, you know, we're gonna get on that. So it's kind of hard for them, but at the same time, I mean, if they're happy, they're happy. And just like us, they have to live their lives and they have to do things, make mistakes. I mean, like, who are we to judge what they do? Like, we all make mistakes here. So, but I mean, if they're happy, they're happy. But yeah, it is a little weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they need their privacy, but also like
but
I want to know the tea. Like, do they break up? Are they still together? Like,
what are you
going
talking
through
about?
the carpet? Yeah, like I need
exactly.
to know.
Yes.
Like, it's definitely important for me. Not just as a journalist, but like as a
as
sitting in my bed at 12 a.m. Yeah, need to know.
As a Timothy fan, we would like to know what you guys talk about. So if you see this, please let us know. Don't leave just yet. We will be back with some national entertainment news right after this.
Suits LA, the highly anticipated spin-off of Suits, premiered on February 23rd on NBC. This new series follows Ted Black, a former New York prosecutor played by Stephen Amell, who has built an LA firm specializing in criminal defense and entertainment law. Fans can expect a fresh cast, high-stakes drama, and an inside look at how Black's life unraveled, leading him to where he is now. But die-hard Suits fans have even more reason to tune in. Harvey Specter, played by Gabriel Match, is back. With ties to Black, Specter will make several appearances throughout the first season. Series creator Aaron Korsh has acknowledged the pressure, saying the biggest difference between the original Suits and Suits LA is fans' expectations. So, will Suits LA rise to the occasion or struggle to live up to its predecessor? Only time will tell. Okay.
Let's get serious.
Not only have I watched 9 seasons twice, but I want to go into entertainment law. So I'm like,
so there you go.
I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I haven't watched the first episode yet, but I'm ready.
I'm
so excited. And like Harvey Specter, he's so hot. I'm so sorry. He's
gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
The man is stunning.
I don't care if he's like a lot older. He's gorgeous.
No, he's
my God.
stunning.
So I'm excited to see him in the first season. How do you watch Suits, right?
I've watched Suits, and I actually flew by it in 2 months. I watched it on Netflix, and it's one of the greatest shows ever, in my opinion. I am not like into law like that. I've never really found myself watching a show like that. And I watched the first episode, and it literally got me hooked. And I was like, oh my gosh, not only is the show entertaining, just like you said, The men are stunning. The women are stunning.
Donna,
everybody
oh my
is stunning.
gosh.
And everybody's so put together all the time, even when they look a mess and they're doing law every single day for so many hours. They look gorgeous. And I'm like, okay, wish that was me.
Yeah.
But the show's so good in itself, like the drama and everything, and like the way they have like funny moments, but they also keep it so serious. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, wish this was my life, low-key, because like it's so good and I just love it.
I agree. Definitely when I have my stressful moments of like, oh my gosh, is the law gonna be like this or that? And I just sit back and I watch Suits and I'm like, you know what, it's all gonna be
That's
great.
my life.
That's gonna be it right there. I'm gonna look so pretty. My fashion inspo, Donna.
Yeah,
like literally,
oh my
like girl.
You look like her today.
Thank you so much. You know, I just need the red hair and maybe a couple like inches on my height, and then I'm her.
And you're gonna have
and
the
then
city
I'll pull
view.
all the men. She pulls.
She's gorgeous.
Every season,
like,
men.
Why wouldn't
and I'm
she?
like, wow.
Why wouldn't she?
You really
I hope
know
Suits
everything.
LA is kind of the same, or not the same.
I want a little scandal.
I hope that it kind of rises because the show's amazing, and I feel like if Suits LA doesn't rise to the occasion, like how they're promoting it to be, it might go.
It's either gonna be real good or real bad.
Good or real bad, because I feel like Suits fans are just so into it, just like us, that it like has to be that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they have a lot of like aspects to go into, especially with the entertainment law. I think they can really pull even like new fans into it, because a lot of what Suits was doing was traditional like law. That's a lot of like big law and like big corporations, and maybe if you weren't that much into like that type of law, it wouldn't be an appeal for you. But entertainment law, like everyone is so big on pop culture and everything, you can pull in a big audience like talking about that.
And I feel like it would be more popular now just because like you, like with your major and like everything like that, like students like that would be more interested, and maybe there wasn't like people like that. I feel like the Suits like demographic was more older, not older, but like it came out earlier. So like I feel like it was more older people watching it, and like it was more serious, like you said, and like the topics in it. I had no idea what they were talking about. I don't know what anything is that they were saying, but I was like, yes, go get them. Like, you got it, you'll win the case. So I feel like definitely for Suits LA, like what you're saying, like the entertainment and things like that, people like me, you could like relate to it, like when watching it, know what they're talking about, and like it would be so much more fun to watch and like interactive.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny because you're like, oh, like we don't really know what you're saying. I watched an interview with the actor that plays Lewis, and the interviewer was like, oh, like, do you need to research the terms? Like, do you actually know law? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
And he was like, nah, I just learn my lines. Yeah. I just like say them.
I got it.
And I'm
like,
an
actor.
All right, I'm an actor. That's my job.
That's it.
Got it.
I don't need to know anything else.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Grey's Anatomy. Like,
true, yeah.
They're not surgeons. They have no idea what they're talking about. And like, they're like, okay, let me do this brain surgery. Let me say all this stuff. And I'm like, girl, do you even know what you're saying? Like, but apparently they have like real doctors on set for Grey's Anatomy to tell the surgeons like what to say and things like that. So I wonder if like Suits and Suits LA is kind of similar, just like in the aspect of like getting factual things correct and, you know, what they're saying, because you don't want to go so popular on a television show and say something and then lawyers are like, hello, that's not what you're supposed to say. So.
I know for Harvey Specter, they had lawyers audition for him, but Gabriel Max just took it, stole the show.
With
his charm.
Not to go back to that, but
so attractive.
Man.
Sorry, my parents are watching this, so like disregard, but like,
sorry.
Wow, is he a dreamy man?
Yes, no, he is stunning. So I'm very happy he got that role, because
it would be the same without him.
Oh no, definitely not. And the fact that he's making cameos in this one, I feel like is so important.
Pulled me back.
Because it'll pull so many of the fans back. Like, I didn't even know that Suits LA was gonna be a thing. And so now that I'm hearing that he's going to be back on it for some of the episodes, that kind of entices me to watch a little more.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a big fan.
What was her name that played the love interest? Wait, it starts with an M. Megan.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, we're so stupid.
I know exactly.
That's married to Prince Harry.
Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if I was wrong.
We got there.
Yeah. No, she's stunning too.
I love her. It's really like interesting seeing her being an actor and then
I was
royalty.
just going to say that. I was just going to say that because I didn't even know she was an actress. And so when I started watching it, I was like, wow, this girl looks really familiar. And then I remember seeing some news updates or whatever they're talking about, you know, with her and her husband. And I was like, wait, that's so crazy. And she's actually so good on the show.
Oh, she's amazing.
In my opinion. Like, I thought she was amazing actress and I didn't even know. So good for her.
Yeah, because she was like in like royalty and stuff like that. The later seasons, apparently they had to like cut or like take out a lot of like the sexual stuff or like whatever, which makes sense because if you're a part of that family, you can't really
kind of like
be putting
iffy,
that out there. But I think she did awesome.
I think she did awesome too. I don't know. I love the whole series and I just hope Susele will rise to the occasion because
I don't know if I want another Lewis though.
Oh, yeah, no. Definitely
I like
not.
him, but like not all 9 seasons
He's
of him.
stressed me out.
Yeah.
He stressed me out, so I couldn't even imagine being the characters and like playing that because I was watching and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" Or "Why are you doing that?"
I could do this better than you.
Yeah, like I'd yell at the screen. So yeah, no, I don't think we need another one. But I mean, maybe it'll make it entertaining. Maybe they'll put 3 more. 3 more Lewises in there.
Turn off by. Like again, no.
Maybe not. Okay, no, do not put more Lewises in there, please.
But a couple more Harveys. Okay, goodbye. Yes, ma'am.
We would love that.
We would love that.
Thank you. Put them back in. Since 2022, the American Music Awards has taken a time out, but is being brought back to air this year. The time apart from national television was due to an expired contract with ABC, but the show will now be aired on CBS. The last show award episode, which aired in November of 2022, had record low viewership. There was an average of 3.3 million viewers and a 0.6 rating among 18 to 49-year-olds. The future of the AMAs was not looking bright, especially when Vanity News reported in the spring of 2023 about their sabbatical. The show is set for May 26th, yet the venue, host, and performers have not been announced yet. The show is set to take place in Las Vegas. We will update with any other information released about the show. Now, to me, I didn't even know that the show was canceled until I read this in the news the other day and that it was coming back. And personally, it just made me so sad because I remember when I was younger, I would be so excited about award shows and like my favorite artists being nominated, Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, whoever it might have been. Like radio, like shows like the American Music Awards, or I don't know if you remember the Radio Disney Music Awards.
Oh yeah,
things like that. Yeah, like I remember seeing that on TV and being like, okay, I have to be in front of my television this night, this time, watch the red carpet before and watch the awards and make sure my favorite artist wins. Now with like everything going on, like with the Grammys and the Oscars, yeah, I watch it, but I'm not as into it as I was when I was younger. So to see that this was canceled and I didn't even know about it, I was so upset. I was like, oh my gosh, but I'm so excited that it's making a comeback, and I hope that it will be as good as they used to be and as excited as I used to get for them.
I didn't even know that it got canceled either, but I'm very excited. I'm getting like more into music for sure. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I like put on were like podcasts in the past.
There you go. Exactly. Same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, I normally just like watch shows or like podcasts, but I'm getting more into music now, so I feel like I'm really gonna be like into the awards, like the Grammys. I was super into. I was like, okay, guys, like let's go. But
no, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also feel like for our age range, like the Oscars and the Grammys and things like the SAG Awards, everything like that, it's such a more mature audience. And like, you know, obviously we're older, so we're getting into more mature music and more mature movies, shows, things like that. So I feel like the American Music Awards was kind of like a throwback to me because it is for like, not younger, but like, you know, younger generation kind of music. Like it was like Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, and not that we can't listen to that now because I listen to my Justin Bieber, everybody knows that, but it's just kind of like a different vibe. And like the American Music Awards is so much fun, and like they had all these performers, and like it's kind of like newer artists too, like groups and like things like that. And I feel like we don't see that much of the fun of it anymore. We kind of just see like the awards, okay, yes, they won, okay, cute outfits, bye. And like, of course, that's so much fun because we want to see and we want to hear the drama of all of it. But like the American Music Awards is so much fun and like all of this like buzz. So, you know, I'm just super excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's also like media is such an important role in the music industry. I think having an award show like the AMAs is so important for the industry. And again, it creates the buzz, like we have things to talk about, and it's just very crucial, I think, for that industry.
Yeah, and it's like just fun. Like, I don't know, I don't remember the actual name, the Nickelodeon, the Kids' Choice Awards. Oh. It's kind of like that to me,
that
personally.
Was my thing.
It's like fun. It's like a break from like all the seriousness of like, okay, who's winning this award? Like, you know, of course, like we want people to win, but it's like, it brings back the fun, like, oh my God, who's performing? Like, I remember watching these award shows and being like, oh my gosh, I have to watch this performance. Like, even if they're not even nominated, you have to watch. So
I feel like the performances are big for the AMAs.
Exactly.
Like, that's like a performance.
Things like that. Yep,
yeah.
Exactly. So like, to see that was taken away and I didn't even know about it, I'm just like, ugh, like, what the heck? Keep up, Raquel. Like, why are you not on it? Come on. But I'm so excited to see like who's performing, especially because they haven't announced it yet and it's in May. So not close, but kind of cutting it. So AMAs, please report who is hosting, who's performing, because I would love to know. I would love to talk about it. I would love to just get into that whole vibe. I'm excited.
You know who I really want to perform at like an award show?
Who?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sound terrible for not knowing her name, but the girl that sings Messy.
Oh, Lola
Messy?
Young?
Yeah.
Lola Young.
I
think
love her performances.
Yes.
She brings the vibe, she brings the spunk, and I need her at an award show, guys.
Yes.
I feel like she's big, but she's not as big like award show wise, like be asked to perform.
Right.
But she has the spunk,
But it's like
and I'm like, I need it.
Yeah,
I
no,
need it.
exactly. And like her, like fashion and everything about her.
Love.
Girl, you are stunning. You are awesome. I love your vibe. I love your music. Are you kidding me? I would love to see her. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Doechii, the newest like female rap artist that came out and won.
Come to USC, girl. Like, give us a
please
concert.
Come here.
Please,
you
girl.
have so many fans here that would love to see you.
Well, I'd be singing. I don't normally sing it. I'll be singing that.
I will be singing, and I will be dancing, and everything all above. When she won the Grammy, I believe it was, and she performed too. That was awesome. Everybody was so excited for her, and I remember like all the talk about it on social media. Everybody was like, wow, like, what a performance she gave. And that's just like what I mean. Like, I feel like we have to bring that back. Like, the fun everybody got from her, like performing, and like everybody stood up and was so excited for her, and like she gave just like such an extravagant performance, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love her. And like that's what I want. That's what I want to see at award shows, because you can watch people winning and winning and winning and people talking and, you know, giving whatever, and at some point you're like, okay, I can just look up online who won, really. Yeah. But at some point, like, we got to bring the fun back, guys. Like, I want to see these performances.
Bring back
like
the big performances. I feel like, honestly, I feel like the Super Bowl has gotten a little dull. I think it's great, but production-wise, I want to see huge stages. I want to see lots of lights. I want to see like hundreds of people.
Bring back the Shakira and J-Lo performance.
Oh, top tier.
Because that was insane. That was crazy. They brought out Bad Bunny, my man. Like, come on. Like, we need the guest stars. We need everybody. That was an insane performance.
I agree.
Bad Bunny next year for Super Bowl, please.
Come on.
I would love that. And, you know, all his guest stars that he wants to bring on.
If you had one other artist that you would put on the Super Bowl, who would it be?
Honestly, Justin Bieber.
Wow, #1 fan.
I am such a big believer. Some people might not agree with me, but I've been there. I have been there for this man, like, forever, and I love him so. And I feel like he could put on a performance if he really wanted to. I know he has a lot going on right now with his new kid, his new baby. We haven't seen him yet, but I hope we get pictures at some point. And, you know, everything going on with him, I totally understand, but I need a performance out of you, Justin. I need it. I need to see it. And I feel like he would kill it at the Super Bowl. He was supposed to come out with Usher at the Super Bowl. I remember last year everybody was like predicting it, seeing if he was, seeing if he wasn't. And he didn't end up, obviously. But like, you know, I need you. What about you?
I think Bruno Mars already done Super Bowl, right? But bring him back. I'm
don't
not
know,
sure.
But bring him back.
Forget. I'm
Yes.
a big Bruno Mars stan now.
He's so good, and all of his like songs coming out this year,
Oh.
like all of his
I
features
can sing
and things
all
like
of
that.
those
Yeah,
too. Don't
every
even
single
worry,
one.
girl.
We got you.
I'll
and
be
didn't he
singing.
hit like a certain number on Spotify or something
Yeah,
like lately?
crazy. He's like #1 for something amount of listeners.
Like listeners, yeah. Like that's so crazy. He hasn't like come out with an album in a
His
while, but like
tone,
all of these songs.
Oh my gosh.
And he's gorgeous too. That
Gorgeous
adds to
man.
it.
We love the
We
buzz.
love
gorgeous men.
Yes,
Come
we
over to
love
USC,
gorgeous
yes.
men. Okay, so everybody that we mentioned in today's episode, please rally up, come. I know you're all actors, musicians, you're all different, but come to USC, please.
Yes.
That is all we have for tonight's episode of The Buzz.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC. To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtv at usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Anna Machado.
And I'm Raquel Negrón. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to thee.